Welcome to the Ask Me How I Know podcast, the only podcast in the multifamily niche replicating what takes place outside the walls of a seminar. This is like the lobby, where honest, unscripted conversations take place and transformation happens. We'll talk about practical problem solving in the multifamily niche, as well as overcoming limiting beliefs. Thank you for joining us today, and now for our featured guest. Hey guys, welcome back to Ask Me How I Know. It is Monday, which means it's Mindset Monday. And today I'm going to totally rock your world with this not so new, but maybe new to you, idea about balance. Dun, dun, dun. You hear people talk all the time about balance. How do you balance your work and family life? How do you balance, raising your kids and caring for your partner? How do you balance, everything is like this whole balance type thing. And I think maybe a year ago, I just got frustrated with the word balance because I'm thinking, I cannot balance it all. Well, during COVID, a silver lining that I found was that my husband and I were able to take walks every day. And we usually worked out in the morning, but walks are different than going to the gym and working out, right? Because you can actually talk to each other the whole time. So anyhow, as my husband and I were talking, I brought this concept of balance up. And I said, I'm just so tired of hearing this word balance. I just refuse. He said, really? We need to be going for harmony, because balance is never going to happen, at least not for me. We have some pretty interesting conversations. And I think that this might clear things up for you, and you might actually kick the word balance out of your life like I have. Or you're going to repurpose it in a different way. Here's the deal. My awesome husband said, balance by nature of the word alone implies that something is unstable. Okay, so as you're listening to this, just picture in your head some scales, right? Like not fish scales, but like a scale to, measure and weigh things out. And you have things on opposite sides, and you're trying to make them level. You're trying to make them the exact same. And life kind of shifts you one way. You get a new project at work that you got to work on. So now, that's taking more of the space. But you really want to hang out with your friends and family. And, you're trying to juggle everything. And it's just constantly shifting and moving. And that makes so much sense, right? Like the moment where you're going to find balance, where everything is equal, really the moment that you find that, everything is just going to shift a little bit because life happens. People get sick, projects come up at work, trips. I love spontaneous trips. Spontaneous trips happen, like something's always going to be adjusting that. And I think if we just accept that in our mind and say, you know what, it's never going to be perfectly level, and it's definitely not ever going to stay that way, and we accept that, then now we can redefine what balance is. It's not equality. It's not sameness. It's not I've zeroed out. It just means that I'm mitigating the risks and the losses perhaps. And I am continually wrapping my head around this, because you just have to come to this point where you accept that balance doesn't mean everything is perfect. And I think our culture really strives for this level of perfection that is really complicated and nearly impossible and really stressful to try to achieve. But when we can say, hey, you know what? There are different windows of time where one item that's really important to me might get priority over another, and that's going to flip-flop, and that's okay. One word I used to use for this is harmony. And you may have heard that in some other podcast episodes, right? Where I'm talking about, you just want to find harmony within all the different elements of your life. So tie these two things together. Try it on. I would love to hear what you think on this topic. My mind is still exploding. And it was a whole solid month ago that my husband and I were having that walk talking about balance, because he wasn't really a fan of my harmony. So anyhow, let me know drop a comment. If this is making you think a little bit, drop a comment and let me know what you think about balance and what balance really means in life. All right, go make it a great week. Find true balance or harmony. I don't know what you're going to decide. Until next time, find your freedom. Welcome to the 3 Keys podcast, where we focus on multifamily investors who've wrestled down sideways situations to create a thriving investment. We also take on fortifying the space between your ears that can make or break the life and business you're building. There's no shortage of wild scenarios or mindset challenges, so no matter where you are in your investment journey, this podcast is for you. I'm Julie, your host, and I'm glad you're here with me.